We'll see.
Welcome to Davey Dave's Take. Today we are talking about Hitman, the new Netflix film starring Glen Powell. So I don't really want to get into the plot of what Hitman is about because I went into this not watching any trailers. I didn't really know anything about it. I didn't know the filmmakers. I just knew Glen Powell was in it, and it was getting a lot of buzz from a bunch of film festivals. So when I heard this was a rom-com, I expected this to be like an action rom-com, and Glen Powell plays a hitman. It was going to be badass and all that types of shit. So it was a nice, refreshing feeling going into a film and seeing it play out and actually having no idea where it's going. And I absolutely love the premise of this film, and for me, for someone who didn't know it, going into it, I thought it elevated the film. And if you don't know what the film's about, I really don't want to spoil that for you. But I gotta say that's one of the best parts about Hitman, is the story and the plot. It's extremely interesting, it's extremely engaging, and it's just really creative. I want to say this is one of the biggest surprises of the year so far, but once I saw who directed this film, I wasn't really surprised. I really enjoyed it. It was directed by Richard Linklater. He's made films like Boyhood and School of Rock, so he definitely has the experience. So like I said, it's kind of weird to say that this was a big surprise for me after the fact, knowing who the filmmakers are. But like I said, I had no expectations going into this, and I really had a great time with this film. It's just so much fun, and the reason why is the script. The dialogue here is just so entertaining, and these conversations are very funny, but they do feel organic. It just feels very intelligent for a rom-com, a movie like this, because there are a lot of scenes that play out for a while, but it gives us a lot of information. You see where characters are coming from. It becomes important throughout the film, but at the same time, it's extremely entertaining. I mean, the overall premise of this film really plays into how great this dialogue is, but there are just so many scenes where it's just two characters talking for a very long time, and it never gets boring. And speaking of the characters, they're really fantastic. They're one of the main reasons why the film thrives, because they're not your typical characters in a movie like this. Sure, by the end of the film, they kind of feel like they are, but throughout the film, there are some layers and some complex elements to some of these characters that I thought were really interesting. And of course, one of the main reasons why this film is as good as it is because of Glen Powell. He is a movie star. He's already been a movie star since he's been in Top Gun Maverick. There's probably projects before that I can't think of, but this has solidified him. He's been in a lot of big movies, but this movie for me really shows off some of his acting skills, because there's a lot of different ranges this character has to hit, and there are a lot of different characters this character has to play, and it seems like Glen Powell has to switch between these characters a lot, and I think he does it seamlessly. Also, Adria Horna, sorry if I said your name wrong. I really apologize. I'm terrible at names and just reading in general. You were fantastic. Like I said before, characters with real complex layers, and I think she really nails some of those layers, and her chemistry with Glen Powell is another thing that really makes the movie. Because if the chemistry is not there between these two, you're not going to buy them throughout the film, and the film will fall apart, but that is not what happens. They absolutely crush it. But I really did enjoy Hitman. There isn't really anything I would change, maybe some things towards the end of the film, but overall for me this was a surprise, as I wasn't really expecting much, and I guess I was expecting a completely different movie. But honestly, if you go into this film with some of the expectations that I had, it might make the experience better for you, because it will feel refreshing and something new. This is one of the better rom-coms I've seen in a long time. That has to do with the script, performances, everything feels very smart, really well done, and I can see why this film has been getting a lot of buzz. I'm going to give Hitman 8.5 Davey Daves. This film is in theaters in select cities, so if it is in your city, I definitely would go see it. If not, you can wait next week. It'll be on Netflix, and I definitely think you should check it out because it is worth it. So, Hitman, let me know what you guys thought of it once you've seen it. I'm curious to hear, and thank you so much for watching. Click here to see more of Davey Dave's Takes.